Ciao e bentornati, welcome back to Pillole D'Italiano. Scusate tantissimo per l'attesa, ma ho avuto un paio di settimane molto impegnative. Now the crazy phase is over, I'm back to the regular schedule, releasing a video every Friday, I promise. And today's topic is a juicy one, so hopefully it was well worth the wait. What are we talking about today? Well, we are going to answer the age-old question, essere versus stare. When do I use which? What is the difference? Allora, il verbo essere significa to be e il verbo stare significa to stay, so they seem to be very different, right? Well, you might have noticed, if you've been studying Italian for a little while, that sometimes we use them in a way that you would not expect. Today, I want to clear up any confusion. Let's start with the verb essere and its four main scenarios in which it is used. First of all, essere is used to talk about people and their permanent qualities. So I could say sono Ludovica, sono italiana, sono simpatica, sono appassionata di lingue e di psicologia, sono di Milano. Yes, the fact that I'm from Milan is never going to change, so I will consider that a permanent quality. Then we can use essere to give descriptions. For example, Torino è una bella città. Oggi è una giornata fredda. Il mio appartamento è grande e luminoso. As a third scenario, we can locate things, people, animals. So I could say I bicchieri sono in lavastoviglie e la mia gatta è sul divano. And the fourth scenario in which we use the verb essere is to talk about the existence of something or someone. Per esempio, ci sono dei carciofi in frigorifero, c'è odore di bruciato, o ci saranno due persone nuove a cena stasera. And notice how in this fourth scenario, essere is always accompanied by that ci or si apostrophe. E adesso parliamo del verbo stare. Let's focus on the five main scenarios in which we're going to use stare instead of essere. First of all, we're going to use stare to say that somebody remains in a certain location. So think of stare as to remain. When I say stasera sto a casa, non ho voglia di uscire. Then we use stare to talk about health. Think about it as the physical state. So I could ask you, come stai oggi? I could say, I miei genitori stanno bene. State meglio di ieri? The third scenario in which we use the verb stare is to say that something looks good or looks bad on someone. So I could say, quel vestito ti sta bene. Or, penso che questo cappello mi stia male. I'm not wearing a hat right now, but I usually don't look good in hats. We also use the verb stare to create some commonly used idioms. For example, stare con qualcuno does not mean that you stay with somebody in the same location. It means that you're together romantically. Stare in piedi is an expression that we often use to say that we're standing. Literally, we stay in feet, but it means standing, standing up. But we also use that expression to simply say that we are awake. Per esempio, mi piace stare in piedi fino a tardi. That doesn't mean that I like to stand till late, but it's simply that I like to stay up till late. Another useful expression is stare a cuore a qualcuno. Cuore is heart, so literally means to stay at heart to someone, which means that that thing or that person is dear to someone else. Per esempio, questa è una causa che mi sta a cuore, if I really care about that cause. The last scenario in which we're going to use the verb stare, and this is really, really important, listen up, because a lot of English speakers mess this up very commonly, is that we use stare to say that we are doing something, we're in the process of doing something, or that we're about to do something. We have two constructs here, two grammatical structures that we use very, very often. One is stare per plus the infinitive when you're about to do something, and the other one is stare plus the gerund when you are doing something. Per esempio, adesso io sto parlando e sto per cenare because I'm about to have dinner. So we never use the verb essere in these two cases when you are about to do something or when you are doing something. I know that you use the verb to be in English, but no, please do not use it. In Italian, use the verb stare instead. This is such a common mistake that I remember dedicating a portion of an episode about common mistakes to avoid. If you are curious about other mistakes that English speakers tend to make, fairly often and you want to avoid them, I'm going to link a whole playlist up here above my head right now so you can go and have a look. Make sure you don't make those very common mistakes. Okay, now that we talked about when to use the verb essere and when to use the verb stare instead, I want you to know that there are some scenarios in which both are correct. It's a bit of a gray zone, but if you use the verb stare instead of essere, you will change the meaning, though the two expressions exist and are grammatically correct. So let's take the expression stare attento or attenta, if you're talking about a woman, versus essere attento or attenta. If you say that someone is attentive using the verb essere, lui è attento or lei è attenta, you're saying that these people are always attentive. That's their permanent quality. Remember the point number 1 that we made about the verb essere? That's a permanent quality. If you use the verb stare instead, lui sta attento or lei sta attenta, you're saying that these people are paying attention right now, but that's not necessarily their permanent quality. They're just in that state of alert right now. Same thing happens with the adjective calmo, calm. If I say sei calmo or stai calmo, I'm saying two different things. Sei calmo, I'm making just an observation, you're calm. Or sei calma, if I'm talking to a woman, you're calm is a calm-natured person. You are most likely always calm. If I say stai calmo or stai calma, now I'm telling you stay calm. In this moment where you might be losing your cool, I'm just saying keep calm. Let's apply the same concept to the adjective seduto or seduta. If you were to enter this room right now as I'm recording this video and you see me seated on this piece of furniture, because I'm very comfortable here, you could make an observation such as sei seduta sul mobile. Yes, because I am seated on this piece of furniture. But if you use the verb stare instead and you tell me stai seduta, it is a command. Stay seated. Do not get up. So you might have noticed how essere and stare, when you are in that gray zone, when you could use both, are actually used with completely different meanings. Essere is used to describe a situation or talk about a permanent quality in case of adjectives such as calmo and attento. But stare is used more to give commands, to make sure that that situation stays the same. Ok, per oggi è tutto. Fatemi sapere se questo episodio è stato utile, so leave a comment and let me know if you have questions, if this was useful. Of course, I only scratched the surface here. I know that essere and stare can create a lot of confusion, especially when we want to use them in the past. So ask me questions and I will make other episodes to answer specific questions if they are frequently asked, or I'll make sure to get back to you privately if the question is not necessarily worth a full episode. But anyway, do not hesitate to use the comment section below, ask me questions and practice so that I can give you feedback. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to like this episode if you enjoyed it, hopefully, and subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. And we will see each other super soon in a week. Ciao, presto!